Hi, my name's Andrew. Thank you for visiting my YouTube channel. This video is a fundraising investor database review for incubators and accelerators. If you watch my previous videos, you know that you can click my Fiverr link below to get information on investor databases for venture capital, private equity, angel groups, and more. I also help clients with pitch deck reviews. If you're just getting ready to send your pitch deck out to investors, I have a service on Fiverr where I will review it for you. Approximately 80% of the pitch decks that I receive are not suitable to be sent out to investors. So this video highlights startup accelerators and incubators. So what is an accelerator and how do they benefit startups? An accelerator is a short-term intensive program that helps startups scale rapidly through mentorship, funding, and resources, often in exchange for equity. So the top 5 ways that accelerators help startups are: 1. Mentorship, access to seasoned entrepreneurs and experts for guidance. 2. Funding, seed investments in exchange for equity. 3. Structured programs, workshops, trainings, and demo day, pitch day events, and networking connections to investors, partners, and fellow startups. Number 5. Resources, office space, legal advice, tools, and discounted services. What is an incubator and how do they benefit startups? An incubator is a support structure that aids early stage startups in developing their business foundation and strategy, typically providing workspace and mentorship over a more extended period. So the top 5 ways incubators help startups: number 1, through guidance, continuous mentorship from industry veterans. 2, workspace, physical office space for collaboration and growth. 3, networking, introductions to stakeholders, potential partners, and clients. 4, resource access, that's tools, software, and services, often at reduced rates. And number 5, long-term support, extended time frames for foundational development. So what are the differences between incubators and accelerators? So incubators and accelerators both serve startups but function differently. Understanding their key differences can help you decide which is best for your startup. So I've aligned these side by side to give you a bit of an idea how we can do the comparison. So starting off with duration, incubators offer longer term support, often without a set end date, and the focus is on nurturing startups in their early stages. Whereas accelerators, the duration is short-term, intensive programs, usually ranging from a few weeks to a few months. So, objectives. Incubators aim to foster and nurture startup ideas, helping entrepreneurs develop a solid business foundation and strategy, whereas accelerators, the objective is designed to scale existing solutions or business models rapidly. Startups usually have a product or MVP ready. Equity. Incubators typically do not take equity in the startups they support, where accelerators usually take equity in the startups in exchange for mentorship, resources, and capital. Number 4, funding. While some incubators might provide funding, it is not as common as in accelerators. The emphasis is more on providing resources and mentorship. So number 4, for the funding, for accelerators, they typically provide seed money in exchange for equity. Number 5, selection. Incubators often have a local focus, working with startups in a specific region or community, whereas accelerators, the selection might have a broader, even global focus and can be industry specific. And number 6, in regard to workspace, incubators maybe provide a physical workplace to help startups reduce overhead and foster collaboration, whereas accelerators, it's a cohort based. They accept startups in batches or cohorts for each program cycle, accumulating in a demo day or pitch event. So they're quite different in a lot of the approaches, how they do their objectives, their equity, and their funding. So to make it simple, what is the best for your startup? So for number one, stage of business, if you're in the idea phase or early stage, an incubator might be more suitable. If you have an MVP or early product and need to scale, an accelerator might be better. 2, equity consideration. If you're not ready to give away equity, an incubator might be a better fit for you. Duration, if you need longer term guidance and space to grow, consider incubators. If you're looking for an intensive, fast-paced environment to accelerate your growth, consider accelerators. Funding needs. If seed funding in exchange for equity aligns with your goals, accelerators are more fitting. If you're seeking mentorship without necessarily trading equity, incubators might be ideal. And last, networking goals. Consider what each program's network offers, local versus global connections, or general versus industry-specific contacts. How do I find these contacts? My master database has 250,000 contacts, and that includes venture capital, private equity, angel investors, hedge funds, investment banks, angel groups, and more. So what did the final database include for incubators and accelerators? In total, I had 7,500 contacts. This included 3,300 emails, 2,800 LinkedIn addresses, and it includes 7,500 websites. So let's take a look at the database. So all my database searches start on this dashboard, and as you can see here, I have 252,000 contacts, and again, that's venture capital, private equity, hedge funds, family investment offices, and investment banks, everything that has to do with raising capital. And it is an updated database that has not only emails but LinkedIn's in some cases. And for example, if I were to start off with just a simple search of tech and not hit any country or city, then I'm going to come up with 4,455 contacts. If I wanted to narrow that down a bit, for example, let's say somebody was specifically looking for New York as the city, then I would have 217 contacts to take a look at in that case, and then I would simply go here, take a look at the see results, and I could export the search results onto an Excel spreadsheet. So that's how I start off with all my searches for my clients. So now we're over on the database section, and as you can see here, we have 7,500 accelerators and incubators, and you're going to get the full contact name of the firm, and most of these are going to be firms that you're going to have to contact. It's a global list. Some of the contacts here will have their LinkedIn's, and we have websites as well for all of them, and lots of information in regard to sectors that they specialize in. Now this is typically a list that you're going to use more for research to see if these accelerators or incubators are going to match up with your firm. And obviously when you do your initial filtering by country, obviously you're going to weed out a lot of the ones that you do not need. And it's also important to know that some of them do not have email addresses. On some of these, you are going to go to their website and you're going to see 2, 3, maybe 4 or 5 contacts that you can connect with them, usually via their LinkedIn addresses. So that is why this particular database has a mix of email addresses and LinkedIn addresses. So again, this is 7,500 contacts in the accelerator and incubator sectors. Are you looking for updated investor databases? My database has over 250,000 verified global contacts. You can also check out the full database of family investment offices. This is the perfect way to access ultra high net worth investors, and I have them in a number of countries and sectors, and you can see it on the chart below, or you can contact me on my Fiverr profile. Click my Fiverr link below for more information on my databases. Thank you for watching.